Have you ever brought home a bag of healthy groceries, but when it comes time to actually pull out the cutting board and the heavy pots, the aching in your hands and knees makes you want to give up and just make toast? If you have, you are not alone. As we get older, joint pain and inflammation can turn the simple act of preparing a nutritious meal into a painful, exhausting chore. But here is the frustrating catch. Our bodies desperately need specific anti-inflammatory nutrients to soothe those exact same aching joints and reduce the swelling. Today, I am sharing 15 incredibly simple meals designed specifically to fight joint pain and inflammation. There is no heavy chopping, no lifting heavy pots, and no complicated steps. Just soft, comforting food filled with omega-3s and antioxidants that give your body exactly what it needs to heal. Let us get right into it. Our first meal is the Joint-Soothing Salmon and Spinach Scramble. Think about the comfort of a warm, savory breakfast, but built entirely to reduce inflammation. Start by warming a lightly oiled skillet over medium heat. Drop in 1 handful of pre-washed baby spinach. You do not need to chop anything. The spinach will wilt down and become perfectly soft in just 30 seconds. Now, crack 2 whole eggs directly over the spinach, break the yolks, and scramble them softly. Right at the very end, stir in 2 ounces of drained, canned salmon just to warm it through. This meal is incredibly powerful. The salmon delivers a massive hit of omega-3 fatty acids, which literally act like a lubricating oil for stiff, creaky joints. The spinach provides vitamin K, which is scientifically proven to lower inflammatory markers in the blood. It is a soft, comforting breakfast that takes under 5 minutes to make. Moving on to another quick skillet, we have the turmeric, chicken, and cauliflower rice bowl. Turmeric is widely considered one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatories on Earth, but cooking with it can feel intimidating. For this simple version, heat a tiny drizzle of olive oil in a pan. Add 1/2 cup of frozen cauliflower rice. Cauliflower rice is brilliant because it provides the comforting texture of rice, without the heavy carbohydrates that can sometimes trigger swelling in the body. Cook it until it is soft, which takes about 3 minutes. Now, stir in 3 ounces of drained canned chicken breast, 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric powder, and a very important pinch of black pepper. The black pepper is the secret key. Your body absolutely needs it to absorb the healing compounds in the turmeric. Warm it all together for 2 more minutes. You get a vibrant, incredibly flavorful meal that actively works to calm the fire in your joints. Next is a wonderful breakfast or light supper, the sweet potato and walnut hash. We usually think of hash as taking forever to cook, but we are using smart shortcuts. Warm a teaspoon of butter or olive oil in a skillet over medium heat. To avoid the painful, exhausting work of peeling and chopping a hard root vegetable, simply open a can of diced sweet potatoes. Drain the liquid and add 1/2 cup to the warm skillet. Sauté them for about 4 minutes until they are warm and slightly caramelized. Turn off the heat, stir in a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, and top with 2 tablespoons of chopped walnuts. Sweet potatoes are rich in soothing antioxidants, and walnuts are widely considered the absolute best plant-based source of joint-lubricating omega-3s. It tastes like a warm slice of autumn, but it requires no knife work and asks almost nothing of your hands. If you love the savory crunch of a stir-fry but hate the heavy chopping, the no-chop cabbage and edamame skillet is for you. Go to the produce section and buy a bag of plain coleslaw mix, which is just pre-shredded cabbage. Place 2 large handfuls of the cabbage into a hot skillet along with 1/2 cup of frozen, shelled edamame and a tiny splash of water. Let it steam and wilt for 3 minutes. Because the cabbage is shredded so finely, it softens almost instantly. Stir in 1 tablespoon of low-sodium soy sauce and cook for 1 more minute. Edamame, which are simply young soybeans, provide incredibly clean, anti-inflammatory plant protein. The cabbage is rich in vitamin C, which your body must have to maintain healthy, strong cartilage in your knees and hips. It is savory, fresh, and completely effortless. For days when even turning on the stove feels like a chore, the sardine and tomato savory paste is a lifesaver. This is a brilliant, old-fashioned way to eat highly medicinal food. Add 1/2 cup of canned crushed tomatoes and a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder to a warm skillet. Let it bubble for 2 minutes. Now, take a tin of boneless, skinless sardines. Drain them and drop them into the tomatoes. Use your spatula to mash the soft sardines directly into the warm tomato sauce until it forms a thick, savory paste. Sardines are arguably the ultimate anti-inflammatory fish, packing more joint-soothing omega-3s than almost anything else in the pantry. Furthermore, cooking the tomatoes releases lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that reduces systemic inflammation. Because it is mashed, it requires zero chewing. You can spoon this warm, rich paste over soft toast or simply eat it right out of the bowl. Now, let us step away from the stove and look at the hands-off sheet pan. Our next meal is the sheet pan maple mustard salmon and asparagus. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Place a piece of parchment paper on your baking pan to make cleanup completely effortless. Take a frozen salmon fillet that you thawed overnight and place it on the pan. Now take 5 fresh asparagus spears. You do not need a knife. Just hold the bottom of the spear and bend it, and it will naturally snap off right where the tough part ends. Lay the soft asparagus next to the salmon. In a small cup, mix 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard and 1 teaspoon of pure maple syrup and spread it over the fish. Bake for 12 to 15 minutes. The asparagus contains rutin, an antioxidant that protects the blood vessels surrounding your joints, paired perfectly with the deep anti-inflammatory fats of the salmon. If you want a hearty, savory dinner that practically cooks itself, try the sheet pan Brussels sprouts and sausage crumble supper. Preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Take 1 bag of frozen whole Brussels sprouts. You do not even need to thaw them. Toss the frozen sprouts directly onto the baking sheet with 1/2 cup of pre-cooked sausage crumbles, which you can find in the freezer or breakfast aisle. Drizzle with 1 tablespoon of olive oil and roast for 15 minutes. Pull the pan out, sprinkle 2 tablespoons of crushed pecans over the top and roast for 3 more minutes to toast the nuts. This turns a simple side dish into a full, deeply satisfying meal. Brussels sprouts are scientifically proven to lower inflammatory markers. The sausage provides easy lean protein to support your muscles, and the pecans add healthy fats to quiet your aching joints. Sometimes you crave something sweet and comforting, and the warm cinnamon apples over chia yogurt hits that craving while delivering solid nutrition. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Take a small, sturdy oven-safe dish and line it with a piece of tin foil. This gives you a safe, solid container with absolutely zero cleanup. Take 1 cup of canned, sliced apples and keep 1 tablespoon of the juice from the can. Put the apples, the juice, 1 teaspoon of pure maple syrup, and a heavy dusting of cinnamon inside the lined dish. Bake for 10 minutes until the apples are bubbling and incredibly jammy. While they bake, stir 1 teaspoon of chia seeds into 1/2 cup of plain Greek yogurt and let it sit. The chia seeds will soften completely in the cool yogurt. Spoon the hot, sweet apples over the cold yogurt. The pure maple syrup provides a protective glaze so the apples don't dry out, and the soaked chia seeds deliver a massive, safe dose of joint lubricating omega-3s without any scratchy choking hazards. When you want the bright, vibrant flavors of the Mediterranean without the work, assemble the white bean and blistered tomato roast. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. In a small bowl, stir 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder directly into 1 tablespoon of olive oil to create a wet paste. This is a crucial chef's secret. The oil protects the dry garlic powder from burning in the hot oven. Pour this infused oil over 1/2 cup of rinsed canned white beans and 1/2 cup of whole cherry tomatoes on your baking sheet. Toss to coat them, and roast for 15 minutes until the tomatoes burst open. Serve this warm, fragrant mixture over a bowl of 3 ounces of finely shredded rotisserie chicken. The bursting tomatoes create a natural sweet sauce. Garlic is a natural anti-inflammatory, and the white beans combined with the chicken provide massive sustaining protein to support your body without the heavy saturated fats that trigger joint pain. For a deeply comforting antioxidant-rich evening meal, try the warm roasted berries and almond flakes. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Just like with the apples, take a small, sturdy oven-safe dish and line it with tinfoil to contain the juices safely. Place 1 cup of frozen mixed berries, like blueberries and strawberries, inside the lined dish and roast for 8 minutes. The heat will turn the frozen fruit into a warm, soft, incredible jam. Pull the pan out and sprinkle 1 tablespoon of sliced or flaked almonds on top for the last 2 minutes of roasting. Dark berries are the absolute best source of anthocyanins, a specific antioxidant that acts like a chemical shield against joint damage and inflammation. The flaked almonds toast up beautifully and provide safe, easy-to-chew vitamin E. It feels like a decadent dessert, but it works like pure medicine for your joints. Now, for days when even turning on the oven feels like too much, we are going to elevate the microwave. Our next meal is the anti-inflammatory bone broth and spinach cup. Heat 1 cup of high-quality store-bought bone broth in a large mug in the microwave. Do this in 45-second bursts, stirring in between to ensure it heats safely and evenly. Once it is steaming hot, drop a handful of fresh baby spinach directly into the hot broth and let it steep for 30 seconds until it melts down and wilts. Squeeze a little fresh lemon juice over the top and sip it slowly. Bone broth is entirely different from regular chicken broth because it provides direct, extracted collagen to support aching ligaments and tendons. The vitamin C in the lemon juice is essential because it actually helps your body absorb that collagen. It is deeply hydrating and requires absolutely no chewing. If you are looking for a cool, refreshing meal that you can make ahead of time, the green tea blueberry and chia seed pudding is magnificent. Green tea is famous for a powerful antioxidant called EGCG, which actually helps slow the destruction of cartilage in aging joints. Take 1/2 cup of plain Greek yogurt and stir in 1/4 cup of brewed, cooled green tea. Add 1 tablespoon of chia seeds and 1/4 cup of frozen blueberries. Stir all the ingredients together in a small bowl or jar and let it sit in the fridge for at least 2 hours, or even overnight. The chia seeds will expand and absorb the green tea, turning the yogurt into a thick, rich, beautiful pudding. You get the cartilage-protecting power of the tea, the anti-inflammatory shield of the blueberries, and the joint-lubricating fats of the chia seeds, all with zero cooking. When you want something savory and sustaining in under a minute, the mashed avocado and pumpkin seed soft toast is a perfect choice. Take 1 slice of soft whole wheat bread and toast it lightly. In a small bowl, mash half of a ripe avocado until it is completely smooth and creamy. Spread the avocado thickly onto the warm toast. Now take 1 tablespoon of shelled pumpkin seeds, also known as pepitas, and press them gently into the avocado so they do not fall off. Avocado is incredibly rich in monounsaturated fats that quiet systemic inflammation throughout the entire body. The pumpkin seeds are the real secret here. They provide a massive dose of magnesium, which helps relax the tight, aching muscles that surround your sore joints. It is fresh, bright, and deeply comforting. For a meal that requires absolutely no heating and feels like a vibrant treat, try the cottage cheese and pomegranate arrows bowl. Scoop 1/2 cup of small curd cottage cheese into a bowl. Cottage cheese is a powerhouse for seniors because it provides the slow-digesting protein necessary to support the muscles that hold your joints in place. Top the cottage cheese with 1/4 cup of pomegranate seeds, also known as arils. You can buy these pre-seeded in small cups in the produce section to avoid any difficult prep work. Pomegranate seeds are incredibly high in antioxidants and have been shown in multiple studies to help reduce joint swelling and tenderness. The soft, creamy cheese pairs perfectly with the bright, juicy burst of the pomegranate, creating a meal that is hydrating, anti-inflammatory, and completely effortless. Our final meal is the warm lentil and olive oil hummus plate. This is a brilliant way to get the exact same anti-inflammatory benefits as medication, using only food. Microwave 1/2 cup of rinsed canned lentils in a bowl for 60 seconds until they are warm. Use a fork to roughly mash them. Now drizzle 1 tablespoon of high-quality extra virgin olive oil and a squeeze of fresh lemon juice over the top, and stir it into a warm, savory paste. Extra virgin olive oil contains a natural compound called oleocanthal, which actually works on the exact same inflammatory pathways in your body as ibuprofen. Serve this warm, savory lentil paste scooped up with pieces of soft pita bread. It turns a simple can of lentils into a satisfying, deeply healing light lunch that you can assemble in 2 minutes. Eating well to soothe your joints and lower inflammation does not have to be an exhausting, painful process. You do not need to stand at the stove for hours, and you certainly do not need to push through the pain of chopping hard vegetables. Your body simply needs the right everyday ingredients, omega-3s, to lubricate the joints, antioxidants to shield the cartilage, and protein to keep the surrounding muscles strong. By using these clever, gentle shortcuts, you can give your body exactly what it needs to heal without draining your energy. Try picking just one of these 15 simple meals to make this week. Let me know in the comments below which one sounds the most comforting to you. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.